Okay, good people. Welcome to the weekend analysis. It is another day and it is another time for the analysis. As usual, now for those who have been visiting this channel for over 4 years, I think, over 4 years now, since 2018. So for those who are visiting since 2018, 2019, actually they know exactly what we are doing every weekend. Apart from those analysis, but to have those knowledge contents. But actually, currently we have very limited knowledge content. Mostly we do the analysis. So welcome to the weekend analysis. It's just an overall projection of what is expected to happen in gold from the 8th of May to the 12th of May. So it is just a 5 days market move. But remember, apart from this, always I do updates on Telegram. Now for those who are in Telegram channel, I do updates on Telegram, you see. So now for example this week, we shared a trade, we shared some trades here. This was the weekend analysis. Now this was 1st of May, so on 1st of May we had those trades, very beautiful. And then we had another, now this was on Monday, then we had another trade here, 312. So they are beautiful. The setup was here. Now this was before NFP. Before NFP we had this projection. So if you go and check now, price is around those levels down here. So price moved to that particular direction, even though this analysis was not a fundamental, was just a technical, but fundamental aligned with the technical analysis. So that's how we do. So actually, I'm going to share the analysis and then make sure that you join Telegram channel through link which is in the video description, and also make sure that you subscribe to this channel to have those who got the frequent updates whenever I update the content, maybe in relation to analysis or trading knowledge. So make sure that you subscribe and also like this video. Put a comment if you have any addition or suggestion. Remember, what I'm doing here is not a principle, it's not a law or anything. It's just a general understanding of the market. Now, what I expect. So you may have your own expectations, so you can share here and then they can be helpful. So make sure you do that. So quickly, let me start with the monthly time frame. Now, in my last week analysis, I talked about the monthly because we were just going to start the month on the next Monday. So actually what I said, now the last month candle was this one. So what I said, we have to expect a little rise to at least 50% of the previous monthly candle, and then price is going to fall. But now, unfortunately, now price raised beyond that 50%. But now why it went above 50%? Let me turn on the wave counts and the drawings. You will see. You see, so we had those touches now, 3 touches there. So now previous month wasn't hitted that level up there. So now this current month has successfully hit the level, and it has even slightly moved above the previous highs. So it is now it has created high of all the time. It has created a high of all the time. It is a price that gold has never touched in history. So actually that has something to do with gold in the near future. So basically in monthly time frame we have a touch with rejection. So we had a rejection in a previous month, but it has another rejection. So this is a clear indicator of sellers being at this region. You see they did the same thing in the past. And also we can go quickly see what is happening in a weekly time frame. So in a weekly time frame we can as well see the touches. Now we see the touch to the upside with the rejection. So actually it has something to say with what we call the sellers around this region. And then in addition to those touches, I can talk of the trend line. Now we have this trend line. Maybe let me change it to red. Now this trend line now. Always this trend line is very significant. This trend line is very significant. And actually what I can say is when you're trading, you have to trust the trend lines. As long as you draw them in a correct way, trust them. So you'll find that now price has been touching this trend line several times and it has been rejected. You see, there are several rejections. So these rejections along this trend line, they are true. So whenever price is going to close above this trend line, now that will be a different story. But if it is closing below the trend line, it means this trend line is still holding true. And also, we can see the 5-wave move to the upside. So that is another thing. Actually, currently, price is completing the 5th wave. So is the 5th wave already completed or not? As we move to lower time frames, we can see clearly now whether 5th wave is still in progress or is completed. So that is now always what I'm doing is technical analysis. So most of the time I at least try to remind you about fundamentals. So remember about the fundamentals. So you have to visit the calendar, whatever the calendar you are using, but make sure that you're aware of the high impact news, high impact news, high impact news. Be aware of the high impact news. I see it's not working. My internet is down. My internet is down. My internet is down. So I'll come back later. But actually, make sure you are aware of the high impact news. We can have projection in technical analysis, but fundamental can do or can affect in a different way. So it will be a different story. So now let me go to daily. I'll show the fundamental later. But remember, this week we have very few fundamentals. We have less fundamentals compared to previous week now. I mean this week. Now this week has had many fundamental, had many high impact news, including the NFP that happened on Friday. But actually everything went well. Everything went well. Actually, the advantage of fundamental, if you align with them, if you trade to the same, I mean, you project your direction on the same way, it means you are going to have a very beautiful move. But if they are going to move in a different way, it means now that will be a different story. I feel like I've lost the internet now. Internet has been lost. The internet has been lost. Internet has been lost. I don't know why. I don't know what's happening. And I think since yesterday, internet was not stable. Since yesterday, internet was not stable, so I've lost the internet. And I at least I had a lot of things to do with the daily time frame. I had a lot of things to do with the daily time frame, and at least it was about to mark the end of the analysis now. The daily time frame had a lot of things that were almost marking the end of the analysis. See? Even though I analyzed the 4-hour as well. I analyzed the 4-hour as well. Yeah, this is the daily. This is the daily. Now in a daily time frame. So before talking about the daily, I had idea with the news. I don't know. Yeah, it's here. So now I use Forex Factory for fundamentals. So this week you see it was very serious raid, the high impact. But from the 8th, we have very few high impact. You see, we have news on Wednesday. So from Wednesday at least to the end of the week. So Monday and Tuesday, they are very clean. So we expect very slow movements, even though it depends on the stage. But actually, we expect now if there are no fundamentals at all, so the market move is somehow slow. So that is watch the news and stay out of the market during news hours. So in a daily time frame, the first thing is just rejection at the level. You see rejection, so that's very basic. And then after rejection, we always watch the next candle to confirm if that rejection is valid. So now the next candle is bearish, and it's very strong bearish, even though it had some rejection down there, but at least it gives us a bearish momentum. So this is an idea that those sellers here, they are very serious. And at the same time, you can see the trend line. So as I said, you will have to trust the trend lines. So this trend line is very significant. Price has respected, so it's coming down. So this trend line is minor. It's different from the one I was showing before. But all in all are the trend lines, and they must be respected. So basically what we see here, we are in a fifth of the fifth of the fifth. You see, 5th of the 5th of the 5th, you see. So we are completing 5 waves of the 5 waves of the 5 wave. So basically we have the 5th wave now in pink, a 5th wave in pink. Then now this 5th wave, inside it has got the other 5 waves, you see, in white. Then the 5th wave of that, now of that white 5 waves, now the 5th wave of the white 5 waves has got other 5 waves inside that are in diagonal form. So you see the diagonal is just in the 5th of the white colored waves. So actually now we have to see, are we already completed the 5th wave of those green colored now? If we have already completed, so we may expect a continuation of the fall. But if we have not completed, we can expect some push to the upside in completion of those 5 waves in green color. So that's very, very basic. But the general idea, before I go to 4-hour time frame, that will provide us with an exact projection of what we have to expect next week. The overall idea here is just, we may expect a rise next week now in completion of the 5th. You see, there's a gap there. So this fall here was in a 4th. A 4th was sharp. Second wave was sideways. Now, for those who know the idea of alternation, for those who know alternation now, in Elliott wave, so those waves, they alternate. Corrective waves alternate, and also motive wave alternate. They are alternation, so you can cover them there if you don't know them, because I'm not teaching here. I just analyze the market. So basically, we expect now completion of the 5th wave up. Completion of the 5th wave up. So is it going to start completed immediately after opening of the market or not? Let me go to 4-hour time frame to see exactly what is happening. If you have any addition, you can add. If you do trend line, you do support and resistance, you do the demand and the what, you can add in a comment section. I like those additions. They are very basic. So basically, currently, yes, you see, we can concentrate here. So what I'm looking for is market should complete this move to the upside. Should complete this move to the upside, the 5th wave. So you see, the second wave was sideways. Now the second wave was here, specifically here. Then 1, 2, 3. You see the third wave is very strong. So this strong third wave has been corrected with this one to the downside, you see. So it has been corrected with this ABC to the downside. So this was diagonal thing, it went up. So it is still a diagonal, so it was corrected here. Basically, principally, we have to watch. Now we have to watch. Maybe this lower trend line may hold it true. This lower trend line may hold it true. We can have short move to the downside to hit the trend line and then up. This is possible. Now that's the first or projection. Now it may hold it true with this trend line, touching it, then push to the upside, or at this region here, it might have been already completed. Now this wave C down, so it may straight turn to the upside from here. But we have to still be flexible, watching for this push to the downside. So if I do the Fibonacci extension, let me do the Fibonacci. If it allow price to still go there, yes, yeah, price is still valid to move around this level down here, because this is still a 1.618. So 1.618 is still valid. So if you see price on Monday moving from here to this level down here, it is still valid for you to now still watch for buys now from this region. So you can put some buy stops here, and this will be a very, very, very beautiful entry. You put some buy limits now. You put some buy limits here at the level of 1988. So after having those buy limits there, your stop loss will be slightly down here at the level 1970, around those levels. Then boom, to the upside. Your take profits should be, not put them too far, should be at 2051, around 2051. So those will be your take profits. You see, that's very nice. That's a very beautiful trade for the coming week. So make sure that you watch that. Make sure that you watch that. Make sure that you watch that. Trade this. Make sure that you watch this. You trade this. Yeah.